So the second kit lab that you will be doing is the synthesis of biodiesel. Now, in a time, in a year like 2020, where a lot of things are happening, one of the things that we should still be considering is the move to renewable energy sources. So we still combust a lot of fossil fuels to get the energy that we need. Even if you're thinking about using an electric car, that energy needs to come from somewhere. So one of the ideas, instead of using hydrocarbon-based fuels from things like crude oil, where we get most of our resources, to use some other sources to get that liquid or solid fuel. So one of the ways is to turn vegetable oil into biodiesel. You can do this via a transesterification reaction. So if you look at the nature of the chemistry here, you take triglycerides, and triglycerides are one of the ways that our bodies store fatty acid molecules. So glycerol is a three-carbon system with three different alcohols, one alcohol in each carbon, and then the fatty acids are attached to that glycerol. So that's how triglycerides are formed. So if you take those triglycerides and you do the transesterification reaction, which means you take one ester and turn it into another. So in this case, we end up making a base from either calcium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide and methanol. So you make a methoxide. And then you react it with the triglycerides and you make the methyl esters of fatty acids. So that, quite simply, is the biodiesel. It's a mixture of fatty acid methyl esters, and then those can be burned. One of the issues that you have are byproducts, and the byproducts actually relates to your third kit lab, which is the saponification one, where you make soap. Soap can be a byproduct here because if you don't complete the transesterification reaction and make the methyl ester, you can end up getting soap molecules. So one of the things that you'll do as part of this experiment is test for soap to see if you've made some of that byproduct. Now, as with any fuel that is based on carbon and hydrogen and oxygen, when you combust biodiesel, you're still going to be making carbon dioxide and water. So it could be clean, meaning you're putting less pollutants into the atmosphere, but we're still making carbon dioxide here. So this is a perhaps stopgap or a supplementary fuel that we can use to support things that are truly renewable, like solar and wind and geothermal and whatnot. So this is your second kit lab. I hope you enjoy it. This one takes a little bit longer because you're going to have to let things sit for an overnight period. So make sure that you plan your time well and read the instructions very carefully before you set up doing this experiment.